Hey, this is Neil Walters, and today we're going to take a quick look at Tumblr. What is Tumblr? Some people say either get it or you don't. I think the best way to show you is just do a quick demo. This is an example of my home page or my dashboard, and you can see it's got pictures of cats. Wow, Facebook has pictures of cats, right? So why do we need more pictures of cats? So these are people that either randomly are showing up on my page. I have no idea why. Or you can also follow certain people, and then the people you follow will show up on your page. So if you're familiar with Facebook, it's going to be very similar to that. I think the analogy to Facebook is very similar, but Tumblr seems to have a lot more pictures and a lot more kind of like junk, stuff you just quickly go over. I don't see a whole lot of videos on there. You do see a lot of animated GIFs, the pictures that tend to move a lot. If I scroll down here, this is an animated GIF here. They usually repeat themselves. They're like maybe a 10 or 20 frame movie, and it just kind of recycles itself over and over. So this is this. Now, if I go here to profile, I can show you the things that I've posted. I'm a business person, and I was interested in Tumblr for figuring out how I could promote my stuff on Tumblr. And that's one of the things I'm still studying, and maybe I'll make a video later when I tell you more about that. But basically, I actually paid someone to create this site for me, and they linked it to some of my other social media sites to kind of form a ring around my main site, which is about how to help people generate leads for a multi-level marketing business, a home-based business. And then what I come on here is anytime I post up to my blog, I can also post a link to it here. And hopefully that will create a little juice that goes back to your blog. And today I just tried a quote and a chat here to see what would happen. And basically you have these little post blocks up here. So when you do a quote, it's just going to put quote marks around it. And it's going to ask you for the source of the quote. A chat presumably is when you're asking people to interact with you. And of course you can post photos and just text and that sort of stuff. So this is your basic way to post, which again is not too much unlike Facebook, except you have these 7 categories of what you post, where I think Facebook you have 3. The other thing you can do here is search for things. So they say there's like 225 million different blogs on Facebook, and on Tumblr. And one of the things about Tumblr is you can be anonymous and you can hide behind your user ID. So with Facebook, they like to know who you are and you're a real person. Tumblr, there's people that have, I think, many duplicate fake accounts, and their account name, like if I go back to my dashboard here, okay, let's see who posted all these cat pictures. So it's from a person with an account called Damn Africa What Happened. And you can see a little bit more about that person, and you can follow them if that's the kind of person you want to follow. So that's, oh, here's a dog. Let's see what the dog one says. So heart, of course, means you like it. Let's see who posted this one. Somebody called Metal Hearted. And they have inspiring images, quotes, and photography. Now, by the way, Tumblr is very open to nudity and something called NWSF or something like that, not for workspace. And so I think there's ways you can block that. Maybe I'll cover that in a future video. But if you follow someone's blog and they post some nudity on there, it might show up on your page at the most unexpected time where you don't want it to, when your mother or your grandmother's around or something like that. So let's talk about topics. So since there are 225 million blogs, let's just say you're interested in fishing. So I type fishing here. That's not something I do, but just for the heck of it. It's okay. Here's all these different fishing sites. And if you want to see pictures of fish and people fishing, if that's your thing, then here are probably dozens of people that do it. Another example is, I heard of this thing called a haircut called a fade. And it's typically a guy's haircut, but I guess women can have it too. And if you just, in this way, it's kind of like Pinterest. If you just want to see pictures of a certain topic, you can search for that topic. All these different blogs will pop up. And then you can open a couple of them and see, like, okay, so here you're trying to figure out what a fade looks like. Get that thing to close. Let's click this. See, this is called Buck's Barbers. So presumably you think that might be a barber shop. And sure enough, it looks like it's a barber shop in Houston. So that's an example of a business. So if we click this guy's head here, it should take us to that blog. So I don't find it's the fastest site in the world. This site has 135 likes, and then people, of course, tag their pictures with all these different hashtags to help people find what they're looking for. And, okay. I thought we were going to see more pictures from this guy's shop. Let's click here on his name, Buck's Brothers. Or Buck's Barbers, I mean. So now you have a map of apparently where he is in Houston. And you can see some of the haircuts he's done and some of his customers and so on. And that might help you decide if that's the kind of barbershop you want to go to. So next time you Google for barber, you could come to Tumblr and check them out and see, you know, what the feel of the place is before you go there. Another example of something I've been looking into recently is, oh, you know what happened? See, I didn't even notice. That actually took us to Instagram. It actually took us off Tumblr. Can you believe that? I didn't even notice. Okay, sorry about that. So you can see how there's a good case of how this guy had a business site, and it took me to one of his other sites, which is what he wanted to promote, and it took me off of Tumblr. Another thing I've been looking into is homemade protein bars. I've been watching YouTube videos on how to make protein bars at home. And here you go, different protein bars. And if there's one of those that looks good to you, you can like it, or you can go click on it and find out more about it. So anyway, it's full of different stuff. A lot of young people seem to be using Tumblr from what I can tell, and then a few businesses are using it. So it's something you might want to check out. If you're using all the other social sites, you might as well be using this one as well. So this is my brief overview of what is Tumblr. I'm an internet marketer. I'm always looking at what's hot on the internet. And if you check out my link below, there's a business that I would like to tell you about, and how you can basically make some extra money on the internet part-time, which is what I and a lot of other friends of mine are doing. And it really does work. So check out the link below, and I'll see you on the other side.